Hello! I just spilled my tea. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be looking at another celebrity home. This home I'm so excited to check out because it is Dwight Schrute's home from The Office. Not the real Dwight Schrute, but the actor's house obviously. And I'm really curious to see, one, what his house looks like, and two, what he's like in real life, because Dwight Schrute is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love him.
Rain, who is it?
Well, look who's here if it isn't AD. Welcome to our house.
It's
Hi,
Dwight
AD.
in real life. Ooh. This looks really nice. Wow. Oh my God, he lives on a farm? I didn't really know much about Southern California, but this looks really pretty.
My wife and I have lived for the last 12 or 13 years in suburban LA, but we wanted to get even further out of LA. We love Southern California and the feel. We wanted to be a little closer to the ocean and have a little bit more space and a little more quiet.
A little bit more space. This looks enormous. This is gorgeous. So it looks like it's kind of a farm style home close to the ocean. I guess if he's still got work in Hollywood, he'd be able to go back there if he needed to film something, but still be further enough away to kind of live a more private lifestyle.
And then we discovered this place and fell in love with it.
I would say the house found us. So we came.
Don't say that. That sounds like it's haunted. It sounds like the
It
house
is
is going to
haunted
devour
by
us.
benevolent ghosts.
Wow.
About the house, you'll see wood that's over 100 years old that the original owners who built the place in 1975 brought up from Mexico to create this kind of Spanish mission style. This beautiful wood beams, repurposed
Stunning.
wood throughout the house.
Another
Love
thing
it.
we loved were the Saltillo tiles, which all have radiant heat underneath, like the Roman tiles. And it's really indoor, outdoor, and we have a bunch of animals that like to make a mess.
Saltarian tiles, what is that? So I just quickly Googled what a saltillo tile is on Wikipedia, and it is a type of terracotta tile that originates in Saltillo, Mexico. What she was saying about radiant heat Roman tiles, I think she's referring to hypercost, which is a system of central heating in a building that produces and circulates hot air below the floor of a room and may also warm the walls with a series of pipes through which the hot air passes. I assume they're using this method in order to help heat their pool.
So we have a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
look,
swimming pool?
it's TV's Mindy Cohn from Facts of Life. She sometimes comes over and uses our pool and hangs out. Hi, Mindy.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
How are you? Do you need anything? You want another cocktail? Okay, Mindy.
I love him. He's like a nice Dwight. He's so sweet.
The original owners built a safe room, a panic room, right in here. So right here used to be an enormous 3-ton steel bank vault door that
What?
they got from the Bank of Oxnard.
Yeah.
What?
And it had like the big dials and the whole
No
thing.
way.
Like a Jesse James safe.
Lead lined, it had its own phone line, it had a ventilation system, it had gold bullion. I am not kidding you. I don't know what
Lots of
they were
jewelry.
thinking.
That is like the biggest doomsday addition to your house. Under what circumstance would you need to have like a bank door? What are they putting in this safe/panic room? And a ventilation system, that's kind of cool. So if there was pollution in the air. Because in Australia, when we had our really bad fires at the start of this year and last year, the quality of the air was so bad with the smoke. I was like, I need a ventilation system in my apartment. So it's actually not a bad idea at all. Just maybe a little overkill. And it's also kind of funny because it's probably what Dwight Schrute would really have.
If it was gonna be like a zombie apocalypse room or something like that, as much as my inner Dwight Schrute would have loved a panic room and a safe room for the zombie apocalypse, we decided to let it go. It's a butler's pantry now. Dwight once played a robot butler, so this would be a robot butler's pantry.
I absolutely love the fact that he does address his past roles, because I've noticed a pattern with a lot of celebrities is that they don't want to talk about the roles that they've had. It's almost like they're trying to be humble by not mentioning them, but it's the elephant in the room. Maddie from Dance Moms like never mentions Dance Moms. It's really interesting. But I like that he's like, yeah, Dwight would have loved this place. And I'm I'm a robot. I don't even know what a butler's pantry is. What is a butler's pantry? A pantry is a room where beverages, well, I know what a pantry is, but what is butler's pantry?
As lovely as this house is, it had a lot of features that were originally there.
Can we just appreciate the doors for a second? I love iron doors like this. It's got like an industrial feel, but it's also farmy at the same time. Love it.
We needed to kind of gut the kitchen and make it more modern and more roomy. I love our designer, Tammy Wood, found these incredible lamps, chandeliers.
These are Coke bottles and wine bottles cut out at the bottom, which we love.
We love recycling.
Your Apocalypse.
Yeah, it's a piece called The Majorettes by a visual artist from Iowa. We get this magazine, New American Painting, and there's always incredible stuff in there. Yeah.
Sorry.
I love him.
And
He's
if
so
you
funny.
come out this way, you see we get a nice ocean breeze. And this is our incredible patio. And fun fact, one of my very favorite possessions I've ever owned is this table, which was handmade and crafted by none other than Nick Offerman from Parks and Recreation and a million other things. Back when I was on The Office and he was a little more unemployed than I was, because we used to be old actor friends, kind of going up against each other for kind of character roles. We hired him to build this table, and he's a master woodworker and craftsman. This is a joined table, joiner. There's no nails. It's all kind of like fitted together. Okay, let's go.
So I'm also a big Parks and Rec fan, thanks to my friend Kathy. Nick Offerman was the person who played Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec. So that is like such a cool crossover, and the fact that they're like good friends is even more amazing. And the fact that he knows how to build such a stunning piece of craftsmanship blows my mind.
This is a piece that we've had for years that we love by this artist named Chris Murray. And he is this amazing artist. He goes and finds pieces of cardboard and then creates exact replicas in graphite pencil of buildings. And so this is near City Hall in New York City.
That's really cool. So he must paint on found pieces of cardboard, I think is what she means, and then uses graphite to like draw on it and mix media.
This is our dining room. We have a large collection of Haitian art. My wife and I started a nonprofit in Haiti called L'Idée Haiti. That's works with girls' education. We currently help educate about 800 girls in about 13 different locations all over rural Haiti. This is an artist named Franz Zefferan, and we have a whole bunch of his paintings throughout the house. This is like the universe swirling and all of the animals of creation. And then you even have like aliens and alien ships.
Spaceships.
What I do like about this from an interior design perspective is that it introduces so many colors into the room in a really harmonious way. And the fact that it also utilizes a lot of pattern and like little dots and lots of lines, and it kind of all rotates around in this circular motion. It creates movement because your eye darts around the painting so much. It's like looking at a moving object. So I really do love art pieces like this in homes for that reason.
And here's another one of his pieces.
That's cool.
And there's a fun fact, because this guy up here looks exactly like the main kind of director and cinematographer from The Office, Randall Einhorn.
I can definitely see the resemblance. I wonder if that's why they got the piece. If he was like, I like it because it looks like my old director.
What about this collectible gas station Petroliana, they call it, is collectible gas station art.
There's a family that owns all of them, and I was able to find one that had bullet holes in it, which I liked.
Nice.
There.
That is so badass. I love that it's another industrial element in the house, and I also love how much these two incorporate art into their home. As an art lover, I think that's so nice, and lots of color. Everything else is very neutral. And just as a side note, I really love that this dining room, it's not over the top. You know, he's a celebrity, and a lot of celebrity homes really communicate that that person is a big deal, and they really want to make people notice that when they walk into their house. But this home is so homely. It's, you know, it's not shouting from the rooftops, I'm famous and have a lot of money. It's just very tasteful, I think.
Keeping it real. Tell them about these beautiful photos by Joe Sola.
Our friend Joe wanted to do a living art piece.
Because his concept was, in France, in the 17th and 18th centuries, they used to paint horses and then let them trot around in like
Really?
Versailles.
and they were walking horse art. So he did walking horse art in contemporary Los Angeles.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh, taxidermy, no.
Fun fact, the kooky couple that built this house had a bar. They recreated in Mexico the bar in this room. So this was a saloon room. We took the bar out and put it kind of in our garage workshop, turned this into a TV room. This is all repurposed wood.
Yeah, this was
Wow.
a gift to Rain that I gave him for his birthday one year. These I love.
I don't want that to be real. Please don't be real. I hate taxidermy animals. I can't deal with it. Even if they're done in like a respectful way, I can't. I just can't.
Wooden hearts that were from a German medical school. And so they were studying, this is in the 1800s. So this one is a fish heart.
Someday my heart
Yeah.
will be on a stake
Yeah.
in this room, right, Holly?
That's right.
Ah! This is like creepy room. I don't want to go to that room ever. Oh, look at this chessboard. That's stunning. Is that steel? Like metalwork? I mean,
Look
not
at this
steel.
incredible scalloped entryway to the living room.
Look at the
There are
lanterns.
incredible details like this throughout the house that they just wouldn't do in contemporary homes. Here's our living room. We call it the opium den. Not because we're condoning drug use, but because it kind of...
Any flowers that are Australian natives, I love, like waratahs. I always forget the name of these, but I literally have some on my table right now, and I love the fiddle fig over here, very 70s. This room is very eclectic. It's very impressive. And I have to say, I love the coffee tables. I think the coffee tables are so nice. And the windows, the furniture and rug, it's a little much for me with all the patterns, but I have to say, I think it really suits their eclectic taste to have such a range of different aesthetics in one room. It all does work in its own way together.
We traveled a lot in Morocco. It's where I was pregnant with our son, and we got really into tribal rugs and just the layering of the different fabrics.
Big beams,
That's cool. Wow,
original
gorgeous.
beams brought up again from Mexican woodworkers, repurposed from farmhouses.
That was our image, is being able to really gather in here and
Yeah,
play
we
music and
bought a house to have people over and to build community and bring people to make art and be creative together, and then the pandemic hit. So
How sweet is that? Oh, he's so nice. Isn't that nice? Being like, we want to bring people over. Layered rugs, I'm not into, just because rugs gather smell, and the more layers of rugs you have, the more smelly I feel like it would get having a long-haired dog like myself. So I avoid rugs, but you know, in a house where there's a lot of space, there's high ceilings, there's a lot of air circulation, and there may not be pets with long hair sitting around, and they probably have cleaners they can employ. It's probably just a really nice aesthetic thing to have. But in a practical sense, I just wouldn't layer rugs.
yeah, and we loved like
Wow.
old things that have been updated. Like I love what Tammy Wood did with the patterns, like this
Pretty
reading
cool.
chair.
Kinda wild.
You know, it's a couple centuries old, but she's redone it and then added this cool beehive,
giant trees.
giant trees.
I love it.
We would
She
like
seems really
eventually
nice
to
too.
have actual beehives here on this property.
Oh, look, what's here? SAG Awards.
Just a
Wonder who
little
those
flex.
belong to.
Not me.
Oh, those are heavy.
All right.
What were you saying about the bees? This is my office. I got to keep one or two of the props I got to keep back from the office.
That is so cool. I love that he has that in his office. That is awesome. And I love this little handmade mug that he has.
And I love to collect fan art that people will hand me or send me. These are some beautiful hand-drawn pieces by office fans out there, and I have a whole collection of some really, really cool stuff.
That's so
My father
nice.
is a painter, was a painter. He recently passed away, Robert Wilson, and this is one of his
sorry.
last pieces he completed before he passed. It's really beautiful. I love it so much, and I love having it right across the desk from me. This is Me and
beautiful.
Kippenberg by Joe Sola. This was in my office at our old house, and our son had a play date and had a friend over, and the friend came into my office and saw it and turned stricken white and bolted out of the room. And later we got a call from their parents and they were like, is it true that you have a picture of penises on the wall of your office? And I was like, yes, but it's art.
It is art and it is very funny.
Hand-carved door from Mexico. It's at least 50 to 80 years old.
This is one of my favorite places. It's where I work. I'm a fiction writer. I like to go where the light is, and so I keep it pretty simple. But this chair is it's an old chair where women would sit to have their wigs put
wigs
on.
done?
Yeah, it's a wigging chair. So
How cool.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm wigging out.
Actually, that's cool how it has the arm things where you can just kind of sit and be like, hi.
While I'm working.
Nice. I like that.
Gorgeous
you like
fireplace too.
Nice view, too.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my gosh.
This is a Haitian voodoo flag.
Stunning.
This was handmade by a group of women. It took them like a year. There's every one of these beads is hand stitched onto this.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
People were older that were living here, so they had these his and her toilets. So
It's a dream come true. He's in her toilets. I would love that. Your own poo-poo zone. And a sunken bath is actually a little small looking, but I mean, I think some people just like the look of smaller baths and their legs sticking out. I mean, it might be bigger than it looks here. It just looks quite small. Gorgeous window opening up. I mean, there's so much color. It's nice.
My favorite part of the house
Yeah.
is the his and her toilets.
Yeah.
So we can poop at the exact same time. But also one of my favorite things about this bathroom, the way they designed it, this architecture is just fantastic. There's this bathroom area here and they built a walled bathroom garden, completely private. So
good.
while bathing or pooping, you have this incredible garden right outside your window. It's amazing.
Would you ever worry about like paparazzi if you're famous?
this is
and
my
bathing?
favorite part of the tour, and I have Toasty O's with me because we're going down to see the pigs. We just finished construction on their barn.
What? They have a barn? I mean, I guess you need a barn for pigs, hey.
The Pig Palace.
Yes.
They have pigs?
Pig. And you come on in, and it's really cool during the day. So we left the wire open so that the breeze could come through. And then at night, they have their blankets and they sleep in the casita here at night.
Pig Dutch doors.
Pig Dutch doors. And when they play the piano, they get a treat.
Pig, 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 pig.
They're encouraged to play the piano to get a treat. I mean, I never knew pigs played piano, but you know, maybe I should get one for Bowser.
Pig, pig, pig.
Hi, Bubby.
Come on.
Snorty.
What's this?
Amy.
Hey, what do we got?
Come.
We got cereal.
Come on,
Oh
Amy.
my gosh.
Come on.
Hi,
come on.
precious
They're
girl.
so cute.
Okay, come here.
Look
Amy.
at
Come
them.
on, Snort.
What do pigs
She
do?
knows.
Come on, let's go. This
What-
is Amy.
Like,
She's
what
a
are
little
pigs for?
precious piggy princess.
Yeah.
Snorty is the big bull in the china shop. He's the weird, neurotic,
He's very
big,
shy and
ugly older brother.
oh.
We are no such thing. Good girl, they
My
love
heart.
to have their stomachs.
they are
Snorty, come
so
on.
cute. They remind me of my dog. I still genuinely don't really know what pigs are for other than people who have them as pets or people who have them to eat. I'm assuming they don't want to eat these pigs because they seem like they love them very much. But do they do anything or do you just kind of feed them and they just do their own thing and wander around? I mean, these pigs have a pretty good life by the looks of things. Such a cool house. Love that. And I do think that's a really special artwork by his father. It's beautiful. And I do love some of the rugs I'm seeing too. Not the layering, but the rugs. That's really cool. Oh, them and their pigs. And I love all the vines as well. Well, let me know what you guys thought of Dwight Schrute's house and his wife. They seem like a really lovely couple. And thank them for letting Architectural Digest film in their house because I enjoyed so much looking at all of these different dream homes that people have been able to create, and this was definitely something a little bit different, very different to our last one. So if you guys see any other homes you want to check out, just send me a link on Discord, just tag me or tweet me, comment down below. I'll keep an eye on things, and as always, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're on the world. I'll speak to you soon.